Hi all, and welcome back aboard Barnum. In the last vlog you saw me at the end there, just turning round at Osney Bridge. I could go no further. I moored up for lunch, then set off again. Then went back through Osney Lock and found a mooring a few locks down. So this is the following day. I've just gone through Cliveden Lock. As always, no real plans. I did need to get some water within the next few days and also some food shop. I look at some of these places, just these old summer houses, I guess they are, and I'm like, yeah, I'd live in there. I really don't need a lot of space. Just outside Cleve Lock, want to get some water. I don't know what size tank they got in that, but I've been here for quite a while. Probably like 500-600 litre, I should imagine. I've got a little, hey now, 250 litres, which, yeah, by today's standards is nothing on a boat. No hurry though. Only got one more lock to do after this one. Just moored up in Goring this time, not down a bit from it. So I'm going to walk into the little village. Maybe get some food for later. Yet another video of my boat. That green bottle looks so bad. I don't drink out of the water. I will get rid of that other tub. I like to get rid of the other two. I think what I'll do is I'll just replace them come winter time, because that's more when I end up using them, when you get stuck, you know, during like the flood periods. But anyway, back to Goring. Let's go. Yeah, boy. Reflections and shit. Man, it's been a nice day today. So much for all that 2 weeks of rain we were supposed to get yesterday. Yeah, it did come down, but it wasn't for long. But this is lovely now, man. I reckon I'll sleep well with the sound of that weir tonight. Morning. I got woken up early by the thunder and lightning and the immense rain that's coming down. I'm guessing that was at about 5:30, and then just before 6 I thought, let me just get up and check a few things. So I had a window open each side. It's like a top window, so these two things here, they fit in the windows to stop like all the midges and stuff coming in when you've got the window open, you know, mosquitoes and whatnot. Slightly on one side, but on the side where the galley is, there must have been a slight wind just pushing the rain. Flipping hell, it was like everywhere. All of like the galley worktop was soaking wet, everything on it. Had to take everything off, dry it off. There was like a puddle that formed along like around the floor where the galley is. Took me a good half hour to clear it all off, dry it. The next two video clips after this one, I feel, to my mind, are spectacular. Not because of how I filmed them, but because of the sheer beauty. And if somebody said to me, why do you love living on the boat so much, and I could only give one answer, I would use these next 2 clips as my answer. Just looking at those clips again, I think, how lucky am I? Unfortunately, quite a bit of the time when I'm cruising, I like to have music on. Now, we all know with YouTube I'll get a copyright slap, so I can't do that. Not all these clips I have any sort of memory to say while I look back on them. So unfortunately, I am going to have to put some music on here and there. If you look back at my videos, apart from the intro, I rarely do it. In fact, I think the last time I did it, somebody commented that they didn't like it. Like I say with the speeding up, I'm not going to make a habit of it, but I also want to share some clips and need to fill in with some sort of background noise. All moored up. I stopped 2 locks early because I found a nice spot at Henley and it seems to quieten down a lot. I think most of the works and preparation for the regatta, which I think's next week, yeah, it's quieting down a bit. When I came through here going upstream, I thought, man, I'm not even going to stop coming down because this is mental, but this is all good. A bit windy today, you know. Video of Barnum, obviously. Sweet. Just the one night at Henley, then it was time to move on. I did need to get some fuel, so at the next fuel stop I pulled over, moored up and got some. Just got 50 litres of fuel. I always come to this, I think it's called Bourne End Marine. After fueling up, I decided to push on for another couple of locks and get to the Cliveden Islands, a National Trust area. This is the islands coming up here, so I'll go down, back round and up. You want to be moored up with your bow facing upstream, because obviously you've got the current of the river coming down. So that way it goes round the bow nice and doesn't affect the boat much. Different with a narrow boat because there's not a lot of difference between the pointy end and the blunt end. I will add, if you've got any kind of stern gland or you've got an outdrive that has to seal through the boat, you never really want to have that facing upstream during a strong flow, as you're putting your boat at risk that water could seep through there. I have seen some videos where that's happened. Unfortunately, there's a couple of boats on there, which is unusual because when I came up, there was no boats on it. As I couldn't find a spot on the island that I wanted, I've decided to head downstream further. Went through a couple of locks, and as I got to Bray Lock, it was quite late in the day. There was a lady with another boat moored up there saying there was an issue with the lock. Now, I'm quite friendly with the lockkeeper there, Keith. So as I walked over to investigate, he saw me and called me over. Just got to Bray Lock, and it's out of action. Apparently, this is like the 4th time this has happened in a month. I don't know if I'm going to be sleeping here tonight or whether they're going to sort it out.
Living a holiday. Where am I now?
Pointed to the guy down here who was already repairing the lock. Keith said to me it'd only be about half an hour, so no issue for me, and it was quite interesting to watch. There was a team there and they're radioing to him and back and forth. But the guy got it sorted out, and I was on my way. I'm doing well holding this phone, you know. Much longer. Smooth as moored at Windsor Castle. Only a couple of lots to do tomorrow, and I'll get most of the day just to chill. Man, I'm loving my life. The next morning I set off heading downstream towards Romney Lock. I had in mind to stay, if you followed me for a while, one of my favourite places, Runnymede again. Now, for those that are new to the channel, and a reminder for those that have been following me for a while, apart from this couple of weeks I'd taken off from work to travel upstream, I was generally still going to work 3 days a week. When you live on a boat on your own, the logistics of moving the boat, going back to get the car, then moving the boat again and getting the car is a little too hard to do. And also you can't always get moored where you want to get moored or find parking near to that mooring. And on top of that, the further I go upstream, then the longer the travelling is for me to work. So my car was always kept in an area where I had a few friends, and as I say, 3 days a week I would bounce around the moorings there, and then on a Friday mid-morning when I got back I would move out of that area, freeing up the moorings for other people, and travel upstream or downstream somewhere. If you've been following my videos you will have seen that. I can tell you that as time went on, and now we're in 2025, I do pretty much all of my work online and don't have those same restrictions. Buster? How you doing, alright? I'm Unfortunately, next clip I'm going to have to put some more music over the top because of the music I had on at the time. But I think it's too nice a scenery to give up and not actually put on this video. This was still heading down from Romney Lock towards Old Windsor Lock. After Old Windsor Lock, I was at Runnymede. Still plenty of hours left in the day, and it was such a beautiful day. So I thought I'd make good use of the time and give the boat a really good clean. Barnum deserved it. It had taken me right up to Oxford from Teddington and back down again. So well deserved clean for Barnum. And let's be honest, gave me a chance to top up the tan as well. I said it at Goring, but that green water container there had to go. Unfortunately, that's the downside of them being outside, but more than that, being in the sunlight all the time. When you read up about it, it says that UV is a big reason for that happening. During the first lot of high waters we had over the winter period, I was moored at the Weybridge Wall, and there was this foamy brown shit that I don't even want to think about, but it stained the hull and I couldn't get it off. Like it came quite high as well. Hey now, it's probably because it foamed up, it's probably up to here. In actual fact, that still needs a little bit more, but it's really bothered me because it just looks disgusting. I mean, anyone that followed me doing the boat saw it. You could literally see my face in the hull. I polished it up so much. So quite low banks here where I am, so I've given it a bit of a scrubbing. The other side is not as bad, but it's just got lots of like Windsor's a good example actually. The banks are really high, so you tend to get all the mud falling onto the boat, and then that gets wet. Look at those clean decks, look at those clean decks. Yeah, man. I've come out here because apart from the road, it's so nice. I'd definitely like to try and stay further up the river a bit more permanently. I've just got to work a few things out. The following year, 2024, I did end up staying at Runnymede for a big part of the year, so I was able to move upstream a little bit at least. By the next morning, I was back at Shepperton, and by late afternoon, sat outside the pub with mates having a few drinks like I'd never been away. I'd had an incredible time, but I've got to say, each year that passes, the river seems to get shorter. But this year, 2025, I've got a couple of things that will add to the journey going back up. There are these little side rivers and estuaries at various places, and I've got a couple of things that are going to allow me to explore those and spend a bit more time at a few of these special moorings that I've now found since this trip. This is the end of this video and end of this little journey. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I'll see you next time. when we carry on with the rest of 2023, but approaching 2025 at quite a fast rate for those that have asked why are my videos so far behind. We're getting there.